Hello, this is Linda Peterson with Homes for the Win, and in this video I wanted to share with you how to source your own deals in this crazy hot market we have here in Austin. And this has really come to light because we've had several people come up to myself and my husband Andrew saying that you can't get 70% deals in Austin anymore. And yes, it is more competitive, it's harder to find, but it's easy to sell. So then the question becomes, okay, if I want to stay in this market, how can I compete? So let's look at what our market looks like. So in Austin, are we starting to feel like, is it a really hot seller's market or a buyer's market? And of course it's a seller's market. And the challenge with that is that we're starting to see a lot of really skinny deals. We're starting to see the sellers are getting higher offers with people either that are buying for future appreciation, who have cheaper money, who can build high volume for cheaper. So it's driving a lot of competition. Everywhere we turn, there's a lot of competition. So then, the other challenge we're starting to see is that we're starting to see homeowners that don't have a realistic view of their home. They're oversold, overpromised. Sometimes we're also seeing realtors give them an unrealistic, overly optimistic selling price that it makes it hard to compete. And is it easy to find deals at 70%? No, it's not easy. So then how do we combat this, right? So let's take a look. What kind of discount would we need to be successful? So say the ARV is 200, the retail repairs to flip it and put it back on the market is 50,000. If we do that, how do we determine our purchase price and our ARV? And as many of you know, right, we follow the maximum allowable offer, also known as the MAO. And for those, to make sure we're all on the same page, the formula is really the ARV, the after repair value, times 70% minus repairs. So let's apply this one. So if the ARV is 200,000, at 70% means we'd have to buy it at 140 minus repairs, puts it at 90. So say we source it ourselves and we want to flip it, we need to get it for $90,000. But if we want to wholesale it, now we have to go below that. And what we're starting to see a lot in the market is that they can't get it that low, the 90K minus the wholesale fee, so they're putting it at the 90K and then making it a skinnier deal for us, which with skinny deals, anytime that there's any surprises or any issues, it comes out of our profit. So it's really becoming risky and gambling, and we don't want to risk or gamble as more than we need to. We want to invest. So what types of deals are we seeing out there, on email and Facebook and deal pitches? We are starting to see sometimes they get over advertised, it's the best deal ever, or it won't last long. And really, we're in a non-disclosure state, so buyer beware. You got to run your own comps, learn how to run the comps as an investor, where, as many of you have heard my husband say, we don't want to run comps optimistically because then we'll buy too high and never get the price we need. Pessimistically, we'll never buy because we can't get it low enough. We want to run it mystically. What ARV can we confidently sell it at? And so, what we're seeing out there is not a lot of wholesale deals that fit the Mayo formula, and it's becoming competitive because we've got a lot of competition when we're trying to market with the emails and the Facebook groups or at events that are pitched to the masses. We need to start sourcing them ourselves. So success doesn't come to you, you got to go to it. So in this video, I'll show you how to confidently create a strategic marketing plan at a very high level. And granted, it's one video, we can't go into too much detail. That takes a lot of time, but at a high level, I just want to share with you. So why is marketing important? It's the engine of our business, right? Without any leads, we don't get deals, we don't get profits. And so what we're seeing out there is a lot of investors doing kind of a shotgun approach. And then they're getting burned out because they're not getting the exact results they're looking for. You've heard of the garbage in, garbage out. Well, we don't want that in our marketing. We want targeted marketing. We have to go deeper and make sure that it's getting the people that we want the results for our marketing. And so effective marketing is we got to do it consistently. And so many of us, when we're transitioning or trying to get into doing real estate full-time, we have a W-2 income, and for most, it's a steady income, consistent, and our bills consistently match. But when we start our business, we invest a lot of money, and we may dip down, and then we hit a rehab, and we sell it for profit, and it goes up, but then we are going into the cycle, and the only way to really get out of that cycle is to have consistent income through consistent marketing, so that we're filling that pipeline over and over again repeatedly. And ideally the end state is not just to replace our full-time job with real estate income, but really consistently hit it at the high points, and get the income from this to get to the point where we have wealth. And so what do we want from our marketing? We want our phone to ring, we want leads, we want motivated leads, not just any kind of leads, and not just motivated, but quality leads. Do they have enough equity? Is it the type of property that fits our wheelhouse? We can also use marketing for branding, to build our power team, to create our buyers list, or even our lenders. So let's take a look at ourselves, right? So how healthy is your marketing? Just quickly rank yourself on 1 to 5, 5 being the best. I have written short-term and long-term business goals. My marketing budget, time and/or money, is clearly defined. My marketing plan aligns with my short-term and long-term goals. I reevaluate my marketing goals annually and adjust based on the market. I have a monthly and daily marketing plan that I follow to execute my goals. I have a marketing blueprint to follow as I expand my business. My partners understand and support my marketing goals. I have discipline and execute per my marketing plan. I review my plan to my actual deliverables and adjust the next plan. I have accountability partners for my marketing. So tally up your points. Is there room for improvement? All right. So marketing campaigns at a glance. We see that, they always say you have to have either time or money. Well, if I put a lot of time into it, for example, if I go down to the courthouse, I collect a list, and I go door knocking, that's an investment. Well, if I don't have the time, or I may have more money, I may go buy a list from a broker and then fulfill it through an online printing service. Either way, we want to multi-touch these homeowners, right? Because they may not be ready the first time we market to them, or we have to plant seeds and nurture it. And by doing that, that means we're investing a lot of time, money, and sweat equity into these lists, that before we do that, we want to make sure it's the right list. So the best approach is really first to figure out where, then who, then how. Because we have limited time and limited budget for marketing, that we need to make sure that we're going to get the results that we want. And because our market is so competitive, we can't take the shotgun approach. It's better to do a targeted niche and go deep. So let's start with the end in mind, right? Do we want to wholesale deals? Are we doing marketing so that we can acquire properties to flip or to buy and hold? Or might we wholesale to rehabbers or landlords? If so, then they're going to dictate what we need in our marketing. So for example, a rehabber wants a property that needs some work. Then when they are done fixing it, they want to be able to sell it for a profit, so there's got to be equity in there, and they want to sell it quickly, so there's got to be areas of demand. Well, a landlord, they're looking for 2 of 3 things. They either need cash flow, equity, and/or appreciation. And so we need to make sure that we're targeting areas that fit the outcome that we're looking for. So how do we do that? First, we start with where. Okay, so here's Austin. Well, just some stats that we pulled, and these numbers are constantly changing, but say approximately 1 million people in Austin. In 2010, we had 354,000 homes, and we know that we're growing drastically in the number of homes and apartments that are in our area. Last year alone, we had nearly 30,000 homes, and granted, that's just on the MLS. Austin grew nearly 3% last year, with about 150 people moving to Austin every single day. And as we know, not all zip codes are created equal. When I did the analysis before, We had some zip codes trading at $70 a square, some zip codes trading at $400 a square. Well, my strategy in one versus the other is going to be very different. So it's important that we understand the lay of the land. And the question is, what information would we want to be able to target? What information would we want to know? We'd want to know the appreciation, the average list price, the percent of homes that are owned versus rented. We would want to know the median price. We'd want to understand the crime rate and the school rate to be able to make decisions on which zip code should we target. And then within each zip code, who do we target? So if we look at 100% of homes that are bought and sold, 85% of them have no problem. They can sell quickly. Well, that's not really our wheelhouse. The other 15% are people in distressed situation or people with distressed properties. And we can't really target motivation for marketing, but we can target symptoms of distress. What's going on in their life, and then how can I find them? And so what I found is that people with people in distressed situations typically can be found in a database somehow. But people with distressed properties alone are sourced differently. And a lot of times we've got people in multiple distressors. So how do we find them? And oh, by the way, not every distress is equal either. Someone who owns their home free and clear doesn't have the same level of distress as someone who's about to be foreclosed on. So who do we go after? Then we figure out how. It's really a numbers game. They can't sell to you if they don't know you exist. Marketing is to let them know what you can do for them. And this section is about how do we reach them. We can do cost and no cost marketing. And we can do multi-touch where we touch them in the same way over and over time. Or we can touch them in a multiple approach, right? We can do direct mail and door knocking and phone calls. But consistency is the key. So first we got to do where, then who, then how. And so we keep hearing that there are no 70% deals in Austin. Would you like to see some of our recent deals here in Austin? Fence Row, the Hoarder House. The ARV was $162K, and we know that because that's what we sold it for. 70% minus repairs puts the Mayo at 88.4, and we bought it for $65. Meadow Creek, the Ratatouille House. ARV of $240 times 70% minus $65K in repairs. Mayo 103, we bought it for $91. And the Parkdale Cove House. ARV of $360 times 70% repairs. 70% minus $75,000 in repairs puts the Mayo at $170, and we bought it for $172. And I don't show this to you to impress you, but rather impress upon you that yes, you can get these deals. It is easier to sell these properties than to buy them, but you don't need that many when we're in this hot market where you can make a lot on each one. So because we keep hearing that, and I see so many investors wasting a lot of time and effort and getting really frustrated and then backing out and not achieving their dream, we're putting together a Got Leads workshop. It's a 2-day workshop that we're really using to help fill the gap that we see in most training because our market is so hot. We're taking from theory to hands-on application where we're going to work together in the 2 days. And what are you going to get for it? We're going to get a done-for-you report of the local market, and we're going to strategically dissect the local market against your business plan. And then figure out, okay, based on your exit strategy, if you want rehabs or if you want buy and holds or if you want to wholesale to them, where is the best area to target within that? Okay, so now we define the zip codes. Well, remember, we're only targeting the 15% that fit us. Now we're going to figure out who to target. And we're going to develop a motivated seller matrix with over 100 ways in which distressed sellers may sell at a deep discount. We're going to rate their level of distress and then rank them so that we can target niches of high motivation. We're going to reverse engineer these symptoms with over 50 ways to find them and over 40 ways to market to them. Think about kind of like the marketing mastermind on steroids, and we've got much more to come. So we want you to stop worrying about spending time and money on campaigns that don't work. So join us. So when is it? It's April 9th and 10th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. each day at the Shoal Creek Event Center. It's $500, and right now we're offering a $50 discount until Monday, March 7th. You can bring your partner or spouse for half off, and lunch is included in both days. So all you have to do is go to meetup.com/homesforthewin and find the event and RSVP. We hope to see you there. Take care.